So, just a few days ago, we heard that Bronny James, who is the son of LeBron James, had a cardiac arrest during a workout at USC. Um, if you're like me and you didn't know what exactly a cardiac arrest was, I did a little bit of research, and what I found was that cardiac arrest is when something goes wrong with those electric pulses that cause your heart to beat regularly. It causes that beating to be a little bit off sync, and that's considered a cardiac arrest. That's a little bit different from a heart attack, where you have some sort of a problem in maybe a clogged artery or something like that, and it causes a malfunction of the heart or the heart to just stop beating altogether. So I didn't know the difference between the two until I looked it up. And so when I first heard that news, I thought it was a heart attack. I thought his heart actually stopped beating and they had to bring him back. And that was really scary. So even though this is a very serious situation, I guess it was comforting to know that like it wasn't his heart stopping entirely. It was just very much off rhythm beating, which is still pretty serious. No, it can still cause lack of proper blood flow, and it can still cause like dizziness and all sorts of other like very serious symptoms. Right now, since the situation is so fresh, I think all any of us really care about is that he's okay. I think all that his parents and the analysts and all of us fans, all we really wanted to know is he okay? Is he going to make it? And he is okay. They said that he's stable, that he's out of the ICU, so he's most likely home, getting some rest. And right now he's probably not working out or, doing anything too physically strenuous. He's okay and he's going to make it. I think eventually after some news like this drops, people are going to start to wonder, how is this going to impact his playing career? I know that this happened recently to DeMar Hamlin. His was a lot more serious. I remember reading that his heart actually stopped more than once and they had to revive him multiple times to keep him alive, to keep him going. And he's going to play next season in the NFL. It looks like he's cleared to play. So my gut tells me that Bronny should be good to go and that he should play in this upcoming season at USC. Even then, though, this is just such a scary situation because I'm thinking that if I was him, imagine the fear that you have that this situation happened just out of nowhere. And imagine the fear that he has that what if this just happens again at some point? Maybe during a game, maybe when he's traveling from city to city, maybe when he's on a flight. What if he just doesn't know when it's going to happen again? That type of fear is so scary. And I'm not a doctor or anything, but I wonder what doctors can even tell him right now. I wonder if they can tell him with confidence that, hey, this was just a rare one-off situation for you and it's never going to happen again. Because that's the type of reassurance that I would want if I was the one dealing with this situation. And anything short of that reassurance wouldn't be enough for me. I would just panic and worry all the time. He's the son of LeBron James, a very wealthy and one of the best players right now, if not the best, of our generation. And so I have to assume that Bronny had, growing up, Bronny had the top of the notch workout equipment. His fitness was on point. They probably have like a private chef that's cooking them the best meals. And he probably was at the top of his physical health, coming into this season. He probably had a lot more resources when he was in high school. Most high school players, even the elite players going to these like very, very fancy sports oriented high schools, they may have great trainers. They may have like a great workout regime, but Bronny probably had like private trainers that came to his house, that came and did private workouts with him, to train him as best that they could so that he can have like a very long and successful career. And so considering all that, considering his health and his fitness was as good as it possibly could be, and then you have a cardiac arrest out of nowhere, that's just so unexpected. And definitely something that would cause me a lot of fear if I was playing. Also, if you're the son of one of these greats, if you're Shaq's son, MJ, LeBron's son, I think so much expectation falls on your shoulders because people just automatically assume that, oh, like you do have the best trainers, you do have the best dietitians and personal chefs and massage therapy. I mean, you name it. These guys are getting everything they need well before their time. Even in high school, they're probably being treated for all sorts of things, making them the best athletes that they could possibly be. And so at this point, he probably has so much pressure to do well, not even just in college, but to go top 5 in the NBA, to be a great. Considering all that pressure, it would suck if this condition was to hinder him in any way, or it would suck if, even if he was healthy to play, if the fear itself caused his game to be off track. We saw multiple instances of this without a medical condition, for example, like Ben Simmons or Markelle Fultz. Just the fear of not being great was enough for them to play less than their potential. Just the fear of not making a 3-point shot was enough for Ben Simmons to not even really attempt them in game. And then the big situation with Markelle Fultz and how people were saying that this is such a weird condition where a player just forgot how to shoot. And then over time, the pressure built up so much to where he stopped even attempting as many shots per game. And those two didn't even have serious medical conditions. So imagine if Bronny's confidence in his shot, in confidence in his ability to sprint up and down the court, to contest shots, to jump, to sprint, imagine if all of that is hindered due to just fear that he could just pass out at any point on the court. That would be really scary, and it would be really unfortunate to see that type of talent being robbed. But these are just far-fetched scenarios that I'm thinking of. These are things that probably won't come up in his life until later in his career. Right now, I think the most important thing is that he's okay, he's stable, and I really hope that he does get to play this season.